Welcome back to another episode of Reach Your Happy with Laura. So today's Wednesday message for you is gonna touch on something you're probably experiencing a lot of lately, which are intense emotions, perhaps even emotions that you have tucked away for a rainy day. They're not your favorite emotions. They're not feelings you want to process, to deal with. But this week, specifically today, they're probably up in your face in a way where you're like, okay, how do I get a break? How do I get out of this? Maybe your community is experiencing this too. So, one, emotions are visitors. They hang out for a little while, they come over, they knock on the door. Sometimes you want to ignore it, but they just bang louder, so they're in your experience, whether you let them in or they're just standing outside. They hang around. They want to conversate. It has information for you. It's like, hey, look at this. Hey, can we address this? Hey, we need to process this in a deeper way than we have before. Then you kind of, whether you resist it and you're like, no, I can't, and to the point of like, okay, fine, I'll deal with you. Or you try to tuck it away and get distracted by something else. Whatever that is, eventually the emotion makes its exit temporarily, because emotions are always coming and going. So frustration, overwhelm, confusion, feeling lost, questioning things is a very common human experience, but sometimes in life we feel it more intensely than others, and right now is a time for that. So what to do about it? Well, first it's noticing your reaching out towards other people, your desire to be like engaged with other people's stuff, or blaming your husband or your wife or your sister or your friend about things. And then understanding that when you feel really intense emotions, it's a gift in a sense, because it's saying it is time to turn inward and process this. Let's deal with this. So the guidance for you is, when you're feeling this like external pull, to come inward and to care for your needs first. Put the oxygen mask on you first, to care for your needs in whatever capacity that looks like, and then go forth and help others if you have the capacity to do so, and if others are actually asking for your help. Because a lot of times people aren't asking for our help, and yet we insist to give help. So turning back inward is one part of it. Another part of it is working with the emotion. What is it telling you? What needs to change? What peace do you need to make with yourself, with a situation, or with a person? Noticing that just because you're moving towards a solution, you don't necessarily feel better. When things are intense, it's not necessarily a good time to judge how good are things, how bad are things, how empty do I feel, how much am I missing someone, or right? It's just, when things are tough, it's a really good time to put the blinders on and hone in on where your power is. Where is my power? Where do I have the power of influence? And you'll see situations just fall away, because you're realizing, I don't have much power of influence there, but I do here. If you can cope with what you're facing, awesome. Move through it in the way that you know how. If you can't, if you are not a reliable source right now because of this unsteadiness, this overwhelm, this confusion, that's when you reach out. You call me, you call your therapist, you make an appointment with your doctor, get your blood checked, whatever the step is that you feel most called towards. From there, obviously, having support is a different kind of assistance. So if you're going through it, you're not alone. This may not make you feel much better, The only way through is to face what's coming up. There's no kind of skirting around anything. There's none of that anymore. We are being called as a collective consciousness to face it, face it, face it, face it. And what happens when you face it, you step into new territory, which includes an old part of you dying and a new part of you, a deeper level of confidence coming online. So there is some risk involved because there's definitely some discomfort, even pain for some involved, but the risk is worth the reward. So my phone just told me it is dying. That is my cue to hop off here. Thank you for tuning in. I will be back for your weekend message. Take good care, and if you need anything, I am just a text, email, message away. reachyourhappy.com. Thank you, thank you, thank you for all your support, your love, your sharing. It means everything to me. Thank you. Take good care. Talk to you soon. Bye-bye.